Heyo, this is Madhouse.
And this is the final boosh.
And for the Time Warner tradition of flinging shit at the wall of this channel, it's time for us to fling some DSP.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody noticed that if you watch our videos to any certain extent, that we would occasionally reference or take a pot shot at DSP. And I thought it was finally about time we actually discussed the man in some capacity for this channel.
Well, using man is a loose term.
Well, the ghoul. So
the entity
that is DSP, Darksydephil, Philippe, Phil Burnell,
Sway, Akoff, Pigler.
Anyway, yeah, he has a lot of names. Yeah, he has a lot of AKAs. We decided to cover something from his latest streams. It's a small thing that it's about fighting games. Obviously, it's about how he's quitting Tekken 8. And we didn't watch this ahead of time. We're just going to react to how he talks. I know he comes up with a whole bunch of bullshit.
Oh no, the whole almost 100% of it going to be bullshit.
Probably. I wouldn't be shocked if we agree with some of the stuff he says, because I think judging off the other stuff, we agreed with some of the stuff he says sometime about fighting games, especially where they're at today.
So like 0.1, 0.5% that we're going to agree with him.
And, you know, for full disclosure, this isn't even like the first time we tried to do something Phil related for the channel.
Now we attempted the Street Fighter.
When the first Street Fighter 6 first came out, we started to
his grind for master.
We wanted to cover some of his gameplay because he was off of being on that shit with the complaints. And I know that the detractor community is kind of weak in the area of fighting game knowledge.
I mean, if we can do better.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure we can, but
they do have people that know how to play fighting games. They got Piece of Peace. They got Show Murray, I think, in Vega.
As far as I know,
playing fighting games.
As far as I know, the only real fighting game they know is Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, I guess.
And that's not exactly going to help you learn fighting games.
No.
That's the Phil stream. Now here I'm throwing shade at Street Fighter 6. That's for the rest of the videos for us to throw shade at Street Fighter 6. So I guess we should start off with our quick histories of Darksydephil.
Final Boosh, what's your history?
I was at work on our birthday, as a matter of fact, because that was the fappening. That was my first interaction with Phil, the fappening. So my friend texted us a video. Well, not us, I was at work, but my friend texted me a video of this guy jerking off, like when he thought he wasn't streaming.
Jerking his merkin.
Yeah, he was really pulling it. He was really angry at it too. So
beat his dick like an older money.
He was beat. Oh my fucking God. So
little tough hair all flipping.
So I thought it was fake. I thought it was a bit. I was in denial, and then I went home. I showed my bro, and he already knew DSP. So he was just like, "Oh well, that's Phil." And I was laughing. I lost it at work. I was in the bathroom just laughing all day. So my coworkers thought I was sick. So I came back and I went through all the usual displays of how somebody would react when encountering a being such as Darksydephil. I thought it was a bit. I thought he was acting. I thought he was just playing it up for the camera. But over the course of time, from 2016 to today, learning about all the storylines, all the drama, all the petty shit he does, and then learning more about
on the daily, mind you.
On the daily, learning how he essentially hangs himself every time. Oh my God, it's so much to get into. I'm nowhere near an expert on Phil. All we can say is, if you want more of this, let us know in the comments. Because I'm not gonna psychoanalyze the guy. I just want to laugh.
That's what Steve of the Dead is for.
I just want to laugh at an idiot.
Get well, bud. I
just want to laugh at an idiot. So, what's your background with Phil?
I've been watching Phil since 10. So like 5 or 6 years before the fappening. And I did find him more entertaining back then. I never gave him money because I'm smart. But I found him more entertaining. Don't get it wrong. He was still just as toxic. He was still him. The enigma that is Phil. But
don't say enigma. If you say he's an enigma, then you gotta compare him to Jeff Hardy.
I mean an enigma in the most negative way possible. The most negative enigma ever.
Entity. Like I said, entity's the best word to describe Phil.
Okay, fine. The entity that is Phil, I've been watching for 5 or 6 years before the happening. When he was more racist, or even more racist than he is now.
Well, edgy.
He claimed that he's edgy. Remember, he's a mature adult now.
Man, we might just have to do more of this because now I'm getting hyped just covering some of this dumb shit.
It's too much lore. We got to get started. It's too much lore.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna make a quick video about it. It might be quick. I don't know. It depends on what the fuck he says. So first things first, never watch Phil raw. He's too boring. It'll kill you. So
always go in for rubber.
Always going with a rubber. Always wait for somebody to re-upload something of his. They'll cut it down to size, and you don't have to go through all of his time-wasting bullshit. Similar to what we're doing, but at least we're 6 months into YouTube. So, oh my God.
That being said, let's get to the video.
Yeah. This video came from Memology 101. Thank you, big ups. And here we go.
Last night, I finished playing Tekken, and I'm so fucking heated, and I'm upset, and the adrenaline is flowing, and I'm like, that was a complete waste of a stream. I learned nothing. Everyone spammed like fucking scrubby idiots, and I can't beat it because I don't have the knowledge to beat it. The only way I'll have the knowledge is to play more, and I don't have time to play more, so it's frustrating the shit out of me. It's making me feel like, man, what a wasted month and a half, right? Really, what a wasted month and a half.
God, not even 10 seconds in, his whiny fucking voice already got me tilted.
What's up?
It's just that his voice is just so... He got the most... Oh my God.
We're here to react about what he says.
That meek expression.
Not his...
Fucking corner demons.
Not his Fallout Gore face. Not his bitch boy soy voice. We're talking about what he's saying.
And I'm just disappointed. Extreme.
What the fuck did he mean by... Like, okay, and this is a thing Phil would do. When he mashes around, he's perfect. Everybody's dumb. Everybody's falling for his skill. But when everybody does it to him, they're mashing. And is he crying about learning a matchup?
Well, the problem is he's never wrong.
For me here, playing this game and sadly not really getting anywhere now and running into a wall, right?
So this wall DSP talks about is a DSP standard. He plays like a retard. And the proverbial wall is people catching up with his retardation.
I thought the wall was people not supporting him because he doesn't play the game unless everybody gives him money for playing the damn game.
No. You got to realize the 2 games DSP will play is walking simulators and fighting games. He don't want to play regular video games like God of War or all the other bullshit.
God of War was made for him.
I know. But he do want to play fighting games. He generally do want to play fighting games. The issue is he want to play fighting games when he at a low level. Because the minute he get on a higher level, people will maul him up.
He starts getting pushback.
He start getting pushback.
He can get away with all the early gimmicks. Like in Tekken, like I'm nowhere near like a massive Tekken head.
Neither of us is.
But I play enough 3D fighters. Tekken is not an enigma. It's just a whole bunch of matchups, right? Like Tekken's not hard. Tekken's hard because it's buried in legacy.
Tekken's not hard. Tekken's just knowledge checky.
Tekken is knowledge checky. So everything you get hit by feels like a gimmick until you learn the gimmicks. Learn the gimmicks. That's what it is. Tekken is no harder than Virtua Fighter.
Virtua Fighter is actually harder.
I would say.
DOA is harder.
DOA is harder. Tekken's nowhere near hard. But my point is, he was picking what, Yoshimitsu? Yoshimitsu, and he would gimmick people with people who don't know any better at the lower ranks, and then when you get to the higher ranks like the purple, I haven't really played rank yet, but the purple or red ranks where you get the people who are a bit more experienced with Tekken,
they're starting to get more savvy.
That's where the normal threshold of a Tekken player is at. Those were all the Tekken 7 players who just started the game are at. The higher ranks, like the red ranks, shit like that. That's when you start playing normal Tekken players, and not people who are just hopping into Tekken 8 because it's brand new. So all the gimmicks stop working, and all of a sudden, there's a wall now. Now, look, guys, I want to keep playing, but all these guys who are clearly better than me are better than me, and now they're beating me. So I'm guessing I'm going to have to quit now, guys. But a lot of that is because he doesn't have any money either. Nobody pays him.
I played Tekken 8 till past 10 p.m. I didn't even realize it. I was that heated that I just kept playing. And so I leave this office so upset, and then I go downstairs and I have to apologize to my wife.
Why does this nigga have a bedtime?
Not only that, not only do we have a bedtime, now, if you're not savvy on DSP lore, DSP lured a innocent girl, autistic girl named Kat, and he lured her to the pig pen, and then he indoctrinated her into marrying him, if that's the term you use for it.
I don't think it's... I think that his wife is a roommate.
Yeah.
There's no love there. If you look into it and watch a couple of months ago where they actually streamed, there was no chemistry.
No chemistry.
Even
when she reappeared as new Fat Cat, because she can do nothing but chill and play Skyrim and DoorDash all day.
Yeah.
And she, like, even new Fat Cat. How many years they been married? Almost
I don't
10?
know.
Maybe?
No, I gotta be like 5 or
something. 5,
right?
6?
Probably 5, 6.
Still no chemistry. It's okay, baby. Don't worry about it. They get them.
They're fucking roommates. They are and I know I said we're going to talk about just the fighting game element of stuff.
It's hard,
but
man.
It's hard when you know shit about Phil. And it's not like we're guessing any of this information. All the information comes by obvious looking at the situation and coming out of the pig roach's mouth.
No. I do not care if you took his video and echoed it in front of his face. You took it out of context.
You always take it out of context.
Always out of context.
So he's so salty and so rage filled that he went over schedule, essentially quote unquote, on your own fucking stream. It's your stream.
I'm sorry, Cat Mom Cat.
So he has to go down to apologize to his wife about
having a hard day playing video games.
What? You live in the same house. Why is that a big deal?
She's playing Skyrim.
But why does he need to be downstairs to spend time? I know he's going to say, I got to go spend time with her, guys. And you live together. It's not like you're away at war.
No, he works. Don't you understand? He go up to the office for 10 hours at a time, play video games, and is losing precious time with his beloved cat.
It's like he's writing like World War I letters to his wife. Dear sweetest cat, I am away getting stomped by Tekken 8 because of these stupid fucking Jack players.
These stupid morons. These mouth drooling paws.
And this is the thing. Okay, so we might as well just accept what this is, right? So this is the thing. He's so wrapped up of being a 42-year-old man.
41.
He's gonna be
about to be 42. His birthday month coming up.
His birthday week.
Month.
Let's concentrate. He's so wrapped up into being a 40-something-year-old man that he has to convince everybody around him that he's this busy fucking adult. Like,
DSP is the only man on earth who is trying to prove that he's mature at 41.
We can tell you're fucking mature. We can see your face. God damn. It's just, oh my God. Like, he looks terrible for a 41-year-old.
He like a fucking monster.
But he stays in the house all day. He door dashes. He's pet. And I hate that the video already just digressed to this. Because we were trying to keep it professional. But now we're just ranting about this idiot. So, okay.
Let's just continue on.
Hold on.
What?
Phil has to try to convince himself that, here we are psychoanalyzing this guy. But Phil has to try to convince himself because his quote unquote job is a hobby of children. All his interest is generally what children would have, right?
I wouldn't call gaming
I wouldn't know.
A show
I ain't
his
playing
hobby.
video games, so I don't think I think it's everybody's hobby. But what I'm saying is, I'm not going around saying video games are my fucking job if I'm not making them. And I'm not saying YouTube is not a job if you're making money off it. I'm not saying if you got enough to sustain yourself from YouTube.
Unless you're part of the YouTube algorithm and you just don't care about your content, you should never have YouTube as a primary job.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, since Phil's job is a weekend for a kid, oh, well, I guess I'll go play some video games while watching WWE SmackDown. And like, his job is a child's weekend. Constantly.
Well, he never grew up.
So that's why he has to try to convince himself. And this don't get it twisted. This isn't convincing anybody else. He has to convince himself, because that's the only thing stopping him from putting something through his head. Right? So
Something small and robust.
Something small and robust through his head, right? And I'm sorry but look, I might as well just put it all out now, right? He has to convince himself that he's a grown man, because his hobbies align. His job is a childhood hobby. So if he can't convince himself that he wasted his life in a dungeon that he created for himself, then I don't know what he'll do.
Did we already say hell of his own design?
No, but there you go. Phil is in a hell of his own design. So it's just sad. And then we're not even like 20 minutes in yet. We probably are, but we're not even 20 minutes in, and we're ready to talk 5 minutes about this idiot. So let's just continue.
That's what I said earlier.
I know, man, but we know what we were getting into.
All right, come on.
Okay.
Because I stayed like an extra hour I shouldn't have stayed playing this fucking game, being so upset at it. And now we have less time to spend together to relax and unwind, because I idiotically was fucking rage playing this fucking game.
He needs to relax and unwind
from a hard day of playing video games. Mind you, he has a schedule that he has full control over. His whole claim to fame is, I'm the streamer. I'm not like these random other streamers where you don't know when they're going to schedule what game they playing. You retard. That is the fun part of streaming. Nobody want a 2 hour and a half segment about your fucking schedule. Like, you are a weirdo.
I'm still on the I have to go down to relax with my wife from video games. Like,
I don't have any time. I lost time to relax with my wife, to unwind.
And I'm not saying there isn't a skill to scream. I'm losing my mind. I'm not saying there's not a skill to streaming. I'm not saying that streaming isn't taxing at times. I never streamed yet, so we don't know. But I'm not saying that it's not like something that demands something out of somebody, because you got to be on. It's performing, so it's performative. So for most cases, you have to be on. You have to entertain people. You have to answer questions. So I'm not saying it's not all like but it's generally for fun. People who aren't like weird at it usually have fun streaming.
Yeah,
I've seen.
But he needs to justify his business license. He needs to justify the fact that he went to business school. I can see it now. He went to Mama Linda and was like, Mom, I'm going to start being a YouTube star. Hey, Phil, probably cigarettes. Hey, Phil, I don't think that's a good job. I think you need to go work somewhere. Well, no, it's lucrative for my business. I can do a lot. Some shit like that. I don't know.
It's the liquidity of my business.
Tips.
Oh my God. So he needs to relax from playing fight. And don't get me wrong, I'm not angry at him getting upset.
Everybody get upset.
Everybody gets upset. Tekken's an irritating fucking game. It's like Tekken's an irritating kid. You have to adjust to a lot of dumb shit that Tekken throws at you. So I'm not
a lot of kid analogies coming out of you.
What's my first kid analogy?
You was comparing DSP to a cat.
What? Oh, well, okay. Yeah.
EDP?
EDP, yeah, I'm the future EDP. I get that you can get heated sometime. That's like the nature of the genre. But you've been playing fighting games long enough. You know that, well, he doesn't because it's his job. But you know if you get tight at a game, just walk away. And I know he's talking about I stayed extra because I was angry. No, you should have walked away.
He couldn't because he needed his tips.
I rarely get angry at fighting games. You learn to lose. That's another thing.
He never learned to lose.
It's so much to go into.
And I'm thinking to myself, what was the point of that? Right? There was 0 point. There's a difference between saying, oh, I'm playing a game and I'm really enjoying it, and we're in a really good part, and I want to keep going for now because I want to end at a logical stopping point. So let's go a little further. Let's enjoy the game a little more. Let's actually push for a little bit of overtime on a stream or whatever. And then you get something good out of it. I got nothing good whatsoever out of being here late last night playing Tekken 8. Instead, all it did was piss me off, piss off the viewers, piss off my wife, and everyone was upset, right? Everyone.
You know, it's creepy how he never calls his wife by her name.
He does sometimes, but mostly it's either mom or my wife.
And that's like because she's
Borat.
That's because she's a prop. She's an object to him.
Yeah, she's an object.
And not like a sexual object. She's literally...
Oh, no, he is vastly sexless.
She's virtually a shield.
She's a beard for an asexual man.
Well, asexual, quote unquote, whatever.
And that's even insulting asexuals.
But what I'm saying is, he's using her as an excuse to quit Tekken 8.
No, he's not using her as an excuse to quit Tekken 8.
He's saying, I can't spend time with my wife because... He's using
a bunch of... DSP the type of person that if you keep talking, he fake, you're going to believe his story. It's not the fact that he using his wife. It's the blanket of other shit that he talking about.
I'm convinced Cat has a loneliness meter that needs to be up every 6 hours or so.
Doubt by him.
I'm joking. Cat doesn't give a fuck.
Look, I can't hang out on my wife. I didn't learn anything. I was upset. The chat was upset. Everyone was upset. It's an excuse.
Yeah, because the only two reasons is I can't keep up with the people and I don't feel like learning the game more. And I'm taking more losses than I do wins.
I'm looking stupid.
And I'm looking stupid, or I'm not getting enough money.
That's the only two it is.
It's either his ego or his pockets.
His ego or his pockets. That's the two things you gotta learn about DSP. His ego or his pockets.
Here's the modern state of fighting games. All right, back in the day, fighting games used to take an incredible amount of discipline, muscle memory, skill, because you had to practice and repeat and learn to get good. In order to be at a level at a fighting game where you could get wins, you actually had to be fucking good. You had to have intelligence in your goddamn head, and you had to have a level of skill of execution. That has been completely removed from modern fighting games. I've seen it now with Street Fighter 6, and I've now seen it with Tekken 8. What's happened is they wanted to make the games accessible, which they have. The games are accessible. You can be a dunce and mash certain things and beat people and get wins. You could do it ad nauseum and get to purple in Tekken 8. You could do it and get to master in Street Fighter 6. You can do it. You pick a better character, you mash the bullshit, and you just zoop, turbo yourself into a competitive level. Now you're not going to win a tournament, but you're going to win online. And it's sad. That whole idea of it used to take time and dedication and skill and effort and knowledge and execution to be good at a fighting game has been completely removed from fighting games. Now it's, let's make it easy for everyone to just mash around and do well, and it's stupid.
Okay, so here's the thing. I don't exactly disagree with his assessment of the state of fighting games. That actually came out of our mouths as well.
Yeah, plenty of times.
The thing is, he mixes it up. Like, his argument and his rush to make an excuse, he can have a solid argument. He can actually have a solid argument if he just wasn't spitting from the mouth. The first words that come out of his mouth.
His argument is sound, but it's coming from his motivation for that argument is coming from a negative.
No. What I mean is, he muddles a lot of that shit up. So he's mixing a whole lot of things together. Fighting games have indeed lowered
more accessible.
Became more accessible. They did lower the execution. They did lower the skill requirement. They're trying to lower the skill gap between somebody who puts time into it and somebody who just walks off the street. They're absolutely trying to do that. I will not say he's wrong off of that. And you're lying if you're saying games like Street Fighter 6, especially Street Fighter 6, doesn't do anything like that. Because that's Street Fighter 6 entire MO.
That's the sole reason why Street Fighter 6 exists.
So I'm not saying Phil is wrong. Tekken 8 is the exact same thing. I think it's handled a lot better. But it's the exact same thing. Even things like Grand Blue, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Guilty Gear Strive. Oh God, especially Guilty Gear Strive. Every fighting game, modern fighting game, follows this trend. We've said this before, and it's hurting fighting games as a whole. We said before that casualization is killing fighting games. The thing is, fighting games still require a significant amount of skill and execution. They might be getting rid of the mechanical execution barrier, but they're not getting rid of the decision. It's a lot of guessing nowadays, especially with Street Fighter 6. That game might as well just be react to drive rush the game, right? So he's mixing his points.
You can argue that fighting games nowadays are, because of the dumbed down nature and because they're so system heavy, you can say games today are more methodical over execution.
I wouldn't even say methodical.
No, what I'm saying is because you have to think about the way the other player. You don't have to think about the way you're playing as much as the other person is playing nowadays.
A lot of people who play fighting games like to use the word mental stack for fighting games nowadays. Street Fighter 6 has a whole lot of mental stack, but that's just code for people being random.
Yeah,
Street Fighter 6 has too many random elements in it. And you're a scrub or whatever. No, DSP's right. DSP's right on this. He's wrong about like 85% of the shit that he says. But when it comes to just talking about the nature of where fighting games are going, I don't think he's wrong. And I actually agree with him on here.
I do too.
But fighting games still take, despite the crapshoot nature of them nowadays, despite the focus on aggression mechanics and getting casuals in and trying to get casuals every excuse to get out of situations that you can see everywhere from Street Fighter 6 to MK1, that part he's wrong about. They still take a good amount of skill to play, despite how random they are, because companies can try to lower the skill gap all they want. There's always going to be people better. That's never going away.
You can't avoid it.
There's always going to be a higher level play. So he can say somebody can mash on me online.
A dunce.
And yes, there's a lot more random happenings nowadays in fighting games. It's less solidified on fundamentals or more about guess here.
System mechanics.
Bail you out here. That's all true.
I think I said this before. It's the DSP rule. If DSP can get mastered with not only one, but multiple characters in your game, it's a failure of game design.
But what I'm saying is Street Fighter 6, despite my issues with it, still takes skill to play.
Not
at a high level.
Yeah, okay, I'm about to say, not if DSP got master on multiple characters.
At a high level. I don't give a fuck about online. And I don't care about like esports at all. Esports can lick my ass. You can eat it. Esports eat it. But it still takes skill to play.
With a Emilio Spoon.
I can't play Street Fighter 6 for 2 months and then go fight, I don't know, Meta RD or whatever the fuck. I can't go fight those guys. They're playing at a significantly higher level than I am, even if it is Street Fighter 6. So I don't know, and he did say it's not like you can go win a tournament.
You say that later.
He just said it. But you can't ignore the effort that still goes into the players who care about the game. Even if it is just for money, which I think is for Street Fighter 6 case, and once that money's done, I don't know where that game's going to be, but that's just my opinion. But fighting games still take a good amount of skill. You can still learn. He doesn't want to learn.
I don't think fighting games take a lot of skill. I think it's the player versus player element that you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm not saying
there's always going to be that element of player versus player.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the player versus player element is still very much intact.
Because there's nothing complex about Street Fighter 6.
It might not be based off, like I said, it may not be based off like fundamentals. Fundamentals are still there. It's just buried underneath bullshit. It's just buried. It's buried underneath system mechanics and second chance mechanics and guessing. But the fundamentals are still there. You can very much still see solid fundamentals in Street Fighter 6.
Oh yeah.
It's just you gotta roll a couple of dice every once in a while in order to get to that element of the game. So fighting games still require skill. Phil's right and he's wrong. He's right about his assertion about fighting games currently as a whole. But he is wrong to say that, oh, well, anybody can play and beat anybody at any given level. Because I can play Tekken right now and beat him off 3D fighter fundamentals or my fundamentals off Tekken as is. Actually, he might beat me because he might be better at Tekken than I am, to be fair.
Or if I wanted to stream this game 3, 4, 5 times a week, then I would learn the character matchups and the strategies to beat their shit. But I don't want to invest that much time in it, and I shouldn't have to. Game developers have lost their way with fighting games because they made them too accessible for idiots to fucking mash online and get away with stuff. Why does every character have like 2 moves that are so overpowered that they counter almost everything when mashed out, and then you have to specifically know the nuanced situation of how to defend against it, dodge it, or punish it? What is that shit? No, don't give every character an overpowered bullshit spammable fucking move. Make it hard to play, and then the game will be fun to play.
You see, this is another argument DSP is correct then. You see, you should not have to put 4, 5, 6 hours into a fighting game to learn particular matchups so you can win. Except that's the entire thing he did when playing Street Fighter 2. That's the entire purpose of a fighting game. Like, what the fuck is he talking about?
And this is what I'm talking about. He confused me. I'm over here hearing what he's talking about, and I'm like, yeah, I agree with you, but hold on, homie. This sounds starting to sound kind of stupid. Like, is he saying, okay, so he lambasted modern fighting games for being simple.
For being accessible.
Being accessible and quick to learn, right? And then on the other hand, did he just say he doesn't want did he just say he doesn't want to learn? He doesn't want to sit there and learn fighting game? Am I mishearing him? I know he puts a lot of words like on once, so I don't know if I'm just mishearing him.
His problem is they're not building the fighting games for him.
So I'm right. He was complaining about fighting games.
He's complaining about fighting games being accessible, but somehow it's conflating him learning the fighting game. So I guess as he thinks the game's so accessible, more people playing it, thus making it harder for him to learn matchups.
No, but he said fighting games are bad nowadays because they're easy to learn. And then he complained just now, is complaining about fighting games being hard to learn and that he doesn't have time to play?
Well, another thing you have to realize about Phil,
he contradicts himself.
No, yeah, he does that. He will contradict himself the second after he says something. But the main thing I would remind about Phil is that this whole argument is about him. When he means everybody, he means him. A lot of people is him. It's not the fact that everybody can't learn the game. It's the fact that he can't learn the game.
And what's stopping you? Does he think every moment of him playing the game has to be on stream? Can he learn Tekken on the side?
No, he can't. You know why?
Because he doesn't like games?
No. Because times he go playing game on his own time, he can't make money.
He doesn't play games on his own time.
Yes.
We talked about this before.
You just answered
He
that.
doesn't like video games. I don't even think he likes fighting games like that.
The reason why
he likes Street Fighter 2.
The reason why he don't play games on his own time is because he can't make money. He literally combined his hobby that he loved with making money. So anytime he not playing the game off stream, he's losing money.
Except when he's playing WWE Champions, when he's actually losing money.
No, that when he's spending money that he made by making money.
Because that's the only game he plays like outside the stream. Because he doesn't convince me that he plays games outside the street.
He don't. He can't.
At all.
You're not paying attention. He can't. Anytime he play games off stream, he not making money.
He's not making money when he's playing games on stream.
Yeah,
most
but at
of
least
the
he
time.
getting something.
He is literally fucking...
For pennies.
He is literally dancing away my hunger pains for pennies.
That's what he is.
For shrimp shells. Like, he just contradicted himself in the same goddamn sentence, man.
You can't expect him to rant and make sense.
I guess. The brain only has the ability to either do one or the other.
He already got a huge dent in his head.
All right, let's continue.
Howard, that they counter almost everything when mashed out, and then you have to specifically know the nuanced situation of how to defend against it, dodge it, or punish it. What is that shit? No, don't give every character an overpowered bullshit spammable fucking move. Make it hard to play, and then the game will be fun to play.
What?
What? I don't understand what he just said.
He's upset that moves the game. So
it's Tekken. 9 times out of 10. All right, I don't care if Tekken got, it's hard. That character got 139 moves. Here's a hint. If your character got 139 moves in Tekken, only 10 of them matter.
Yeah, then the rest of them have use cases. But
only 10 of them matter.
You have 10, like 10 or a couple. Like
I mean, 10 is a low ball.
10 really useful moves that you're going to use in neutral or for poking or whatnot. Like and then the rest of that shit is like combo filler.
And that's ignoring the generic shit, like everybody got the pop up, shit like that.
So he wants to get. So he's upset that casuals get the mash on him because the game is easy.
He's upset about the accessibility, but he's mad about the accessibility allowing people to mash on him. But he's also mad about spammable moves, so he wants the game to be harder so less people will spam on him.
But that's not going to fix if the game is harder, it just means that, and that's a problem because he's projecting. So everything, it doesn't matter if the game's easy or hard for him anyway. It's going to be this guy's match going to be anyway.
It's going to be the same excuses.
Like, it sounds like he's complaining that, I have to sidestep moves. Why can't the opponent just stay still and have me beat on them, and then when they do a move, I have to sidestep?
So the perfect game to DSP would be a fighting game where
on training mode, essentially.
It's accessible for him to learn, easy for him to pick up,
but also hard enough to keep the people who like said accessibility that DSP want out, but also accessible enough so he can beat on people while at the same time able to make money off of it. That's the perfect game. And be part walking simulator. So that's DSP's perfect game right there. I don't get him. I don't understand this logic. I like, he's complaining about moves being dodgeable. You have to learn how to dodge moves.
Why would you give people 1 or 2 spammy moves?
But
because it's Tekken. But Tekken always been like that.
But that means more. He's playing Yoshimitsu,
the gimmick character.
You have nothing but spammy moves. I mean, spammy in the context of Phil. I know, but you know what I mean. Like, if they have spammy moves, quote unquote, TM, Darksydephil, if you have spammy moves, if they have spammy moves, then you have spammy moves. What makes you different other than you think you're the protagonist?
Everybody's the protagonist to their own story.
No, Phil is the only protagonist ever. Everybody else is a big
mouth drooling morons.
Jesus Christ, he's confusing this shit.
Get stupid wins online and it dumbs the game down. And that's what Street Fighter 6 is, and that's what Tekken is. That's what it seems all fighting games have become. Just make it so that dunces can fucking get a level of entertainment out of it, so that way you make more money. And I get it, you want to sell copies, right? I totally get it. But at the same time, you've ruined the competitive nature of fighting games. The only way for me to play this game at an entertaining level at this point is to invest too much time into it, and you didn't have to do that back in the day. You had to have natural skill. Today, there's no natural skill. There's not. It's just time investment. And that's not good, in my opinion. All right? Why do you think it is that the best players in this game all are signed to teams? And they travel the world. The team finances their travel. And they play 5 hours a day minimum. And because this is it. It's just time investment now. It's not skill. It's not knowledge. It's not ingenuity. It's just time investment. Well, I don't have the time to invest in this shit. I don't.
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's saying back in the day, you needed natural skill for fighting games. Why would they ever design, even Street Fighter 2? We said this before in our a couple of videos ago and so about. But even Street Fighter 2, for its time, was a casual fighting game. People made it hardcore, but Capcom didn't go out their way to make the game difficult, at least what they thought was difficult for what would be the fighting game genre. A very young fighting game genre. They didn't go out their way to try to make Street Fighter 2 hard. They wanted it to be a fun fighting game first. So what is he talking about? You need a natural time to play. Like, what the fuck does that mean?
You wanna know the issue with DSP is?
Of course, tell me.
DSP is trying to justify his dumbass first place at EVO in the busted version of Street Fighter 2.
The Neo Geo version of Street Fighter 2?
In his mind, he think he need to be good at every fighting game. Every other streamer, how am I going to be entertaining and play on fighting games? You could just play the game. You can just enjoy the grind. But his ego is so pussy whipped.
Pussy whipped?
Pussy whipped. Sorry.
Okay.
His ego is so fragile that he think he was so godlike in Street Fighter 2 and that everybody just look up to him and that he need to be good at every fighting game that he play.
No, I just don't think I just think he's trying to machine gun excuses out of his mouth.
No, he's doing that, yeah. But it's a deeper reason for him saying the shit that he's saying. All of it's an excuse. Don't get it twisted. It's all an excuse.
Like, oh, fighting games are a time invested. Yeah, even today, there's still a time invested. I get what he's saying. Like, at its core, he has an argument. I said this a couple minutes ago. At its core, he has an argument. But, like, if he wasn't just saying the first thing that popped out of his mouth, he would make a compelling argument. Well, fighting games, I don't care if it's today or back in the day, still requires time. And none of them require natural talent. The people who played them had talent at them.
And I know this off topic. The reason you think, well, he is, but the reason why he's saying so much shit that pop out of his head is because he don't have a co-host or anybody telling him to dial it the fuck back or think about what you're saying.
I don't need you here. I don't need you here for me not to say dumb shit. I'm glad you're here, by the way. But you don't need me. I don't need you. We're just basic human beings with basic common sense.
He don't socialize. He don't know how to be a basic human being anymore. That's out the window. When the last time you see this nigga interacted with anybody?
And that's why he makes so many weird faces and shit.
Yeah, because he's not used to talking to people face to face.
He talks at a wall.
I could picture him and Kat sitting at dinner having a conversation and his face twisted and he contorting, searching for corner demons, looking for God, looking for the lies, eyes bulging out, licking lips.
Nice dinner, honey.
And nice dinner, honey. His eyes, you see both pupils.
And then Kat looks at him, look at his ear twitch, look at him.
Yeah, the weird ear twitch, the weird
lick lips.
Lick lips, the DK mouth.
Yeah, like, okay, people. You ever see it? It's disgusting, but look at his mouth. Phil has the natural ability, which might be his stand ability,
to retract his teeth.
Phil has the ability to retract his teeth. You ever see him talk and just like his teeth disappear? Like, I'm talking right now, and I can you'll see my teeth. Phil goes on his way to hide his teeth, and that's probably because they're dirty or some shit. But Phil goes on his way to hide his teeth, so we just call him DK mouth because DK has.
We'll put up a picture of DK.
Yeah. DK has the ability to, when they want him to be threatening, they show his teeth, and then when they want him to be all cute and stuff, at times they'll take away his thing. It's like a weird design decision. Sometimes he'll have teeth. Sometimes he wouldn't. I guess that's for every cartoon character, I guess.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
But it shouldn't happen for people is what I'm trying to say. But we're getting sidetracked.
Investment. And that's not good, in my opinion. All right? Why do you think it is that the best players in this game all are signed to teams and they travel the world? The team finances their travel and they play 5 hours a day minimum. And because this is it. It's just time investment now. It's not skill. It's not knowledge. It's not ingenuity. It's just time investment. Well, I don't have the time to invest in this shit. I don't.
I know we pause on a lot. But I may be just a humble black man. Okay? I don't know about any of this fancy fighting game jargon or how these fancy fighting games work. But in order to get the skill and the muscle memory and the timing,
you have to invest
the time.
It will
have to be a time investment. You fucking moron.
Phil came out of the womb good at fighting games, apparently.
He was destined to play Street Fighter 2.
Even though, in his own words, now this might be a while ago, and I'm not good with fact-finding Phil stuff, even with Pig Go yet, but even in his words, he said, when everybody was complaining about the version of Street Fighter 2 being played, I was the one, good pull. I was the one grinding. He said that. But out of context. I'm taking him out of context.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, he's the only person who was born for Street Fighter 2 JoJo Star.
Oh, he has
yeah, he got a birthmark.
That's his snort sacks.
His snort sacks.
His snort sacks or his Joestar little star on his neck. This is stupid. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Nor do I want to. I don't want to be a competitive player. I just want to have fun, and the game won't let me. So, I'm not gonna bust my fucking balls anymore.
So, I'll be the first to admit that I'm not good at I'm not good at Tekken 8. I'm not good at Street Fighter 6.
Well, to be fair, like, give you a week with Street Fighter 6.
Give me a week with Street Fighter 6, I'll probably be competent at it. But but what I'm saying is, I can admit that I don't really play Street Fighter 6 or MK1 anymore for that matter. So I'm not good at those games. I don't play those games. But that doesn't stop my knowledge of me having the knowledge of fighting games. Those are exactly enigmas in
it's universal.
It's universal. You play one fighting game in a particular subgenre.
You play them all.
So if your first game was Mortal Kombat, even though with a block button, some principles carry over to Street Fighter that can start you off. If your first game is Virtua Fighter, especially with Tekken 8, but if your first game is Virtua Fighter, you can kind of carry some of that knowledge over to Tekken and then
DOA and whatnot,
and that will help you not learn the rules of that game in particular without playing it for a good chunk of time. But it'll help you set up a groundwork, right? That's fun. Just the act. Fighting games are an extremely specific genre. It caters to an extremely specific style of person. So the act of going into training mode, learning matchups, learning combos, learning counter hits, learning frame traps, learning the minutia of the game engine, learning specific things about your character and what they can and can't do in certain situations, that's supposed to be the draw of the game.
No, the draw of the game is just winning and making money.
I mean, nowadays, I'm letting Phil toxify my brain. That's still part of fighting games. Fighting games cater to a very specific person. So what is he talking about? I just want to have fun. If you want to have fun in Madden,
just play the game.
Just play the game.
But once again, like I said before, it's that Street Fighter 2 ego. which I don't know why he even have a fucking ego. He ugly as shit, and he not talented.
What?
I don't know. He made me so mad.
He's
sometimes.
a ghoul. He's a ghoul, but him being a Fallout ghoul has nothing to do about the situation.
He made me mad. So I'm sorry.
What I'm saying is, if he likes fighting games as much as he say he does, then the act of playing the game should be the enjoyment.
No, the act of winning. Remember, he played WWE champions. He spent like $40,000
and he wins
to win. He is not addicted to the fighting game itself. He is addicted to winning.
What?
He don't want to put in the work to win. This whole rant is him rage quitting Tekken, WAGE. Rage quitting Tekken because he either not making enough money or he's not winning enough. Ego or wallet. Take your pick.
I'm not going to be in this room past 10 p.m., freaking out, sweat running down my forehead, my adrenaline pumping, screaming, raging, punching my fucking joystick because I'm so angry because the game's such a piece of fucking shit with abusable idiots, right? And then I leave the office, I'm like, what the fuck did I just do? Now it's late as shit, I'm upset, my family's upset. Why did I do that to myself? And the answer is there was no good reason.
Mind you, his family is his wife and whom he turned fat and a cat. Both named Cat. And one of them his mom.
I'm not saying he's... Okay. A family consists of a child. You can't... It's okay to say Cat's your family. Yes, that's your quote-unquote wife. I'm not saying he's wrong for saying that his wife is his family. But it's not like he's a traditional family unit. He's not. The cat can get a job. I think she got fired, but cat can get a job and operate just fine. Nobody is relying on you, Phil. You need a child to be a family, and a cat doesn't count. I consider my cat my family, but if it's just me and my cat, okay, so we live together. It's you, me, a cat, 2 cats, and a dog. Okay. I consider everybody in this house my family, but it's not like I'm using it in that sense.
Well, first, we're not married, and we're literal family.
I guess. Oh, my God.
That's a horrible example.
Oh, my God. I know,
we are
man.
literally a family.
I know,
we're
man.
We're born together.
I think the act of me trying to over logic Phil, because Phil's not making any sense in reality. I think it's just making me shitty by association.
You can consider your wife family. That's
fine.
Hunky Dory. That's Punky Brewster.
Hunky Brewster.
Whatever it's called.
Peachy Keen.
You can consider your wife family. That's dope. But you aren't a family unit until you have a kid. And just because your sperm don't work, or you're afraid of sex, or he a eunuch, or whatever that chemical castration, whatever wrong with Phil down there, erectile dysfunction, whatever.
Can we get away from the balls, please?
Phil balls is all the rage.
You think his balls got snurr stacks? Go ahead.
Yeah, honey, he rubbed my snurr stacks are sore. Which ones, Phil?
Cat never seen that man. I mean, ugh. All right, let's stop. Phil's wrong. I don't even care what we're talking about since we turned it into something nasty. Phil's wrong. Let's move on.
There's no good reason to do that. All right? So, my decision is thus. I'm done with Tekken. I'm done with it. I'm not playing it anymore. I'm not. Because I've hit a wall where I don't want to invest the time needed to get better. I don't like the fact that the game is just online spam and it's abusable shit. I'm done with it. I'm not going to waste more fucking time on this game. I like the game and I respect it. And quite frankly, I think the online connectivity and matches is better than Street Fighter 6. Not that there's less lag, but there's less dropped inputs. And again, I would rather play a game where there's less dropped inputs and lag than no lag, but half my moves drop. And I think that's where Street Fighter 6 has missed the mark and they don't understand. Their game looks great online and plays like dog shit. While this game plays great online, but it just has more laggy moments. Okay? So I'm done with it. I'm done with Tekken. I'm taking it out of the schedule. Officially, as of right now, I'm making the announcement. I'm done with the game. I like it. It's a shame that they want you to invest so much of your life to get good to stop the online spam.
Fucking platypus lips.
So here we are. We're full circle. This entire time was just him navigating for an excuse to drop Tekken. But it's okay. He respects it. The fuck does that mean?
No, but you gotta realize he hit a wall, meaning the people got better than me, and I can't press buttons on them no more.
Oh my God. Like, he could just say, I mean, it's your stream. I get that some people, he can even use the excuse, well, the attendance isn't there, guys. The attendance isn't there. You can even use that. But why use the excuse that I hit a wall? Because now it just comes as like, oh, well, it's a skill issue. Like,
no, because now he actually has to learn the game.
Now he has to play the game, and now he wants to opt out.
Yeah.
I don't know how it was support-wise, but I'm assuming it goes for most.
I cannot make it. I can watch piece to piece, or I can watch. The only person I can watch him play is piece to piece. Other than that, I cannot. If I watch this myself, it's like if you have narcolepsy issues, I'm serious. Watch Phil.
Yeah. Like I said at the beginning of the video, we tried to analyze some of Phil's gameplay.
Street Fighter.
And I kid you not, he put us both asleep. He put us to sleep.
He is the Jigglypuff of men.
When it comes to gaming, yeah, he's a Jigglypuff. He got the cheeks and everything. He's Jigglypuff.
It's a fucking talent.
I guess Jigglypuff don't have cheeks, huh?
No, I guess it's giant cheek, I guess. Or a testicle.
Okay, don't.
I wanted to bring it back to his snort sex,
no, let's not. No, but all this.
Rub him, honey.
All this was just one long excuse.
Oh, can't.
Not okay. Come on, dude. I don't want to think about that shit. All this was one long excuse.
It's everywhere.
Phil doesn't fuck, dude. Phil does not fuck at all. I'd be shocked. He probably, well.
All right, we got to this twice. I'm sorry. It's everywhere.
I think Panda actually liked him. So maybe he did fuck at one point until he became a born again Christian or whatever the fucking situation is.
Panda scared him.
Put on, look, Phil. I'm only going to put in just a tip. He gets pegged. See Panda. Now I liked it, but it's just feels gay. Anyway, oh my God,
it's not enough sweaty man. Okay, we also
all right. Okay, then fuck this again. We'll just move on to the next section.
But I'm not going to do that. I have better things to do with my time, and quite frankly, you guys are tired of it. I already know you are, right? Because you're not showing up. The only people who show up are people who are laughing at me, raging at the game, and losing. People aren't supporting the streams. People weren't along for the ride like they were with Street Fighter 6. The tips on a fucking Fire Emblem stream. The tips have nothing to do with the game that's being played, I'm telling you. It's just about the timing, who's available, who can contribute when. And people like this playthrough. They're not always going to show up in person. That's okay. They can watch it on demand.
Hey there.
And sometimes people are going to be more supportive than others. It's nothing to be freaking out about. Nothing at all. So I'm done with it. There's no point in me investing more time and shit into this. And that's sad. Because again, I feel like the game is good. But I don't think it's your fault at all. I don't. I think it's the industry's fault that they've turned fighting games into this. You must sink so much time to like the game and have fun with it. And that's stupid.
I still don't get what he means by that.
Me neither.
I just don't get what he means by that.
Me neither.
To be good at anything, you have to sink a good amount of time in. Even people who are naturally quote unquote talented at something will have to sink time into it. It might mean that they get accustomed to things quicker than a normal person, but they still have to put time in.
He is so many excuses so fast. And then the main crux to his argument is this weird amalgamation of The game is too easy. The game is not too easy. The game too easy to mash in, but it's a time sink, what makes it hard. It's an amalgamation of excuses. And if he keep talking, he's in the right.
The main thing to take away here is nobody really should have showed the to support, but it's not your fault.
It's not your fault. Double pair of hands.
Jesus Christ. Like, he's so stupid.
Phony as hell.
Sorry, no, I don't want to be a dunce going dur, mashing the same move over and over and not even understanding the fundamentals of the game. But in order to pass that level, I have to put too much time into it, so I'm done. And again, it wasn't like that back in the day with fighting games. It was more based on skill, execution, talent. This is not the case anymore. Now it's invest your whole fucking life into it. All right? That's bullshit. That's Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 8. It's an industry-wide problem with fighting games. You made them so accessible. Now you expect me to invest my life in your game to even get past a fucking mid-level ranking online because everyone could just go dur. That's stupid. Stop doing that. Stop making every move so easy to use. In fact, do the opposite. Make it so that most of the moves are terrible, except they're situational where they're good. Now people have to be smart. They can't just go dur because everything gets stuffed, right? Do that. I'd rather have a fighting game like that than a game where some idiot can just fucking mash buttons and get giant wins because they want to feel special, right? Oh, I bought this game for $70. Now I'm a god online because I mashed the buttons. Fuck that.
The problem here is that it doesn't matter what the game is. It's always going to be that for Phil.
He won a game where everything is negative. What is so hard to understand about that?
He wants a game where, and I can guarantee you, even if by some miracle, he gets the exact game that he claims he wants, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be, they're mashing on me. Oh, now it's an industry problem. Oh, well, I wish they would make a game where they have more mechanics and the system mechanics will build me. It'll just be the opposite. It'll just...
they mashing on me. I can't do anything. Solar wins.
Because I ain't do a snort.
Look, at the end of the day, no one wants to be here. I can't spend time with my wife. Jasper is neglected.
Jasper's tearing at my walls. Like, it's just... It doesn't matter. It's just such a thinly veiled excuse to just not play the game. People getting better. You are scared. You can't be washed up because you was never there. You can't be washed up if you never was. You're just a loser. But it's just like you already decided. Just like with Hank in Breaking Bad. You made this decision 10 minutes ago. And you couldn't confaggle a proper excuse? There wasn't enough support. How come for everything else it's, I'm not playing this, there's not enough support? And sure, that's stupid. It's retarded. It's a dumb Phil thing. But because fighting games is tied to his ego. That's probably it. That's probably it. He can't just let fighting games go. I gotta look strong in front of the 120 gotta look people. Strong in front of Derek and Jade. Pedophile. Can we say pedophile? Are we saying it today? I don't care.
Those days are so dumb. You go to the arcade back in the day, those people were laughed at. They're waiting in the line. Oh, here we go. And they go, dude, same move over and over. They get spanked. They get back to the end of the line. You're never going to win like that, stupid. Actually have a level of intelligence in your brain and then come back and try to win.
If you played like that in arcades, and this is no lie, after the match, you would be taken outside and get your fucking face grated all over the fucking pavement.
Not anymore. It's done. Fighting games are different now, Sad. And again, the FGC won't ever acknowledge this kind of shit either. Most of them are ignorant of it. Most of them don't even know. They've only played fighting games for 10 years. They didn't even play games back in the day. They don't understand the difference, right? That's why when they step up and they try to play a game like Super Turbo or Third Strike, they can't do it. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't even understand what fundamentals are. Because they literally, for the last 10 years, just went dur in their games and fucking got wins. It's sad. So anyway, that's that.
Oh my God. So Phil, The reason why people don't play Street Fighter 2 and people don't play Third Strike is because they're old fucking games, Phil.
Wasn't Third Strike picked for Evo?
That's true, but it doesn't stop it from being an old game. Anybody who will be interested in that game are people who are interested in fighting games or old heads.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Not old heads as in, because like, well, I'll play a Third Strike. It's not my favorite Street Fighter game, but I'll play a Third Strike, and I'm certainly not an old head. I guess in fighting games terms, would be old heads. But it's not up. Like, what does that matter? Even though I agree with him about fighting games losing their way and developers kind of all that shit he said before he all that shit I agreed with is still rings true. But like, nobody cares about Third Strike if they don't care about Third Strike. Nobody cares about Street Fighter 2. It's almost 30-something years old. It is 30-something years old. Who the fuck cares? They're on Street Fighter 6 now. Might not be the game you want, but it's the game that's currently out.
At the end of the day, Phil did it in Mortal Kombat 11, I think. He did it in Street Fighter 6. He did it in Tekken 8.
He did it in Tekken 7.
He did it in Tekken 7, I believe. He's going to do it in
he probably didn't do it with Street Fighter 4. Didn't he play Street Fighter 4 throughout the lifespan in the game?
Yeah, probably.
But he still had...
On and off.
He still had as much shit to talk about Street Fighter 4. It's not like anything really changed.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, he did it for all these games. He played a game. He get the day one views. He might get some follow-up tests from like Jack's Raspberry. He's still around. It's all for money. He gonna keep playing it till you hit that quote-unquote proverbial wall, which is people actually starting to learn how to play the game. And quit.
Then he quits.
The reason he got characters to master in Street Fighter 6 is a testament to Street Fighter, how easy Street Fighter 6 is. But technically, the Street Fighter 6 grind, quote unquote, begins at Master.
And that's where he stops.
Because
there's actual competition.
Because, well, mind you, I think it's completely dumb that the ranks start at Master. The MR grind, I guess you would call it.
Yeah, okay, but that's
the reason why he'll stop. He's not good. He was never good at fighting games. The only reason he was good at Street Fighter 2 is because he was happened to be in either average to above average player who learned the matchups. That's it. Street Fighter 2 is a no throws game and it's just about the matchups. The bare minimum Phil's MO.
All right, so this was a lot more
involved
than I thought it would be. I didn't think we were flying off. I thought we would keep it together and not rant, because a lot of this shit that we do is just ranting. And I thought we wouldn't fly off the handle with this one, but I should have known better when we were covering Phil. That's all we do is rant against this dude. So that's it. If you're interested in more of this greatness, feel free to leave a comment, or we'll judge by the likes we get, I guess.
Yeah, listen, I'm not afraid to say it's a mess. It's our first one.
Yeah, it's our first one. Like, we'll get tighter. We'll get tighter. We'll fix up our snort sacks. We'll
gussy up our weird Nike headline.
Yeah, we'll be a much better looking Phil if we do this another time.
And look, if you don't like this, there's other stuff you can watch on the channels. We got the backlog.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
Plenty of shit.
If you're here for the first time, we're not just a detractor channel. We have some content, almost like 40 videos. Some of it is old, but, you can't help that. But
I think it's all quality.
It's all good. Check out the backlog, please. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.